we have gathered here together, or rather I have gathered here alone, to mourn the passing of my cockpit. Actually, it looks pretty good. Let me tell you the story behind this change. Those of you who have been watching this channel for a while are certainly familiar with the cockpit I built for Elite Dangerous. It started out as a chair from IKEA, which I modified and later turned into what amounted to basically being a room inside my office.
Docking request granted.
I spent a lot of time in there, exploring the galaxy. It was also a way of expressing my creative side a little, as I constantly modified little things here and there. 5 long years I've had it. But lately I've been feeling a little cramped in by it, since it does take up a lot of space, and I wanted to have more room for virtual reality. So I built this little corner of fun. It took me 9 days from starting to break down the cockpit to having this setup finished, and let me tell you, the amount of wood in the cockpit was so much that the rear axle of my car noticeably lowered down with all the weight as I drove it away. But now some of you hypothetical viewers might be asking themselves, but how are you going to play Elite Dangerous now? And for that I have an answer. The seat I had in the cockpit was a seat from a truck, and I will definitely keep this thing forever, because I will never find one for this lower price again. I paid €100 for it and it was unused, completely new. So I decided to build a base for the chair with wheels and armrests and finally get rid of my old and busted IKEA chair. And while I was building, I realized I could still have my cake and eat it too. Play Elite Dangerous 90% like it was in a cockpit, but without the cockpit. All it takes is less than a minute to snap on the modules with the joystick and the throttle I made, put the farm simulator side panel in front of me on the table, and done. Time to fly. And when I'm done, I can just remove them. Once I wheel the chair out of the way, I have all the space I need for VR. I have options now, that's the point. I'm also playing on a much newer 4K TV now, because I'm on my main system with an RTX 3080, for which I have paid way too much money for, but that way the game runs at a cool 250 FPS, at least out in the galaxy where I am right now. Also, I think the corner turned out looking really good, and it turned into a place for my Nintendo Switch and my notebook as well. Now I still have to find a way to store these modules efficiently, because right now I have them just kind of lying around. They have a weird shape that's not easy to store, but with this system I think I've hit a good balance between having the cockpit experience and at the same time saving the space by not having one. Certainly not the most beautiful chair, but the wood is very utilitarian and rough, but that doesn't bother me. On the contrary, by not being very beautiful and being relatively cheap, I have no problem just trying out something new by screwing holes into it, which still allows me to have a little bit of that builder feel I've always had with the cockpit. If I totally break it, it's easy to replace. The wheels, by the way, the wheels were the most problematic thing about this chair. The wheels I have on now are the third pair I bought in order to get the height right. The second set was 1 centimeter taller, and you would be surprised if you sit in a chair long enough what kind of a difference being 1 centimeter too high can actually make, when the heels of your feet are just almost touching the floor, but not really. Something just felt off about it. Lowering it by 1 centimeter made all the difference, as incredible as that sounds. So I hope you enjoyed a look into my new VR space and the new cockpit experience I have created, and follow me along for further videos in the future. After all, Elite Dangerous Odyssey will come out on May 19th of this year, at least that's what I've read online on Steam. And it will open up the galaxy in a way we've never seen before, so it's just fitting that the cockpit changes as well to reflect that kind of change. Can't wait for the future. Alright, that's it.